You ever walk into a place thinking you're just grabbing a coffee, and by the time you leave, your whole damn life has been flipped upside down? Yeah, that happened to me, James Thornton, guy with too much money, too little sleep, and a heart that never really healed after my wife, Claire, died 3 years ago in that wreck. Some folks know my name from the hospital wings or scholarships I funded, but none of that matters when you're sitting alone in Rosie's Diner, in some nowhere town in upstate New York, staring at a mug that hasn't been hot since you poured your regrets into it an hour ago. I traded boardrooms for back roads, thinking maybe if I ran far enough, the pain would forget my name. Instead, it found a seat right next to me, ordering the same black coffee, night after night. So there I am, in this joint that smells like burnt toast and mop water, watching regulars swap stories they've told 100 times. And that's when I see her Emily Harper, waitress, maybe late 20s, eyes that look like they've read every chapter of Sorrow, but somehow still laugh when they can, aprons splattered with grease, moving like someone who doesn't get the luxury of stopping. She's got a little girl at home, a mountain of bills, and that look you see in Veterans like she's been somewhere rough and made it back, but only just. She comes by my booth, pouring coffee, and out of nowhere says, "Hi, sir. My mother has a ring just like yours," nodding at the silver band on my right hand. Now, I've been caught off guard by plenty of things: market crashes, hostile takeovers, my own reflection some mornings, but that hit different. See, the ring was Claire's, a simple silver band with an ivy pattern, one of a kind, or so I thought. I'd given her that ring back when we were just kids, making promises we had no idea how hard life would make us work to keep. I look up at Emily, fingers tightening around the mug, and ask, "What did you say?" My voice must have sounded like gravel, because she pulls back a little, touching the chain at her neck where a ring the twin to Claire Chang's quietly. "It's just like my mom's," she says. "She wore it all the time, said it was from someone special." The air goes electric-like. The past is clawing its way into the present and doesn't care how gentle it is about it. I can't let it go. I ask, "Your mother, what's her name?" She glances down. "Mary. Mary Harper." And, brother, it's like someone opened a trapdoor under me, Mary Harper, Claire's best friend growing up, the girl who used to crash at our place when her home got too hard to stand, the one Claire always worried about, long after addiction yanked her out of our orbit. That night, I don't sleep. I just stare at the ceiling of a motel room that smells like bleach, running memories on repeat: Claire laughing with Mary on our wedding day, Mary pressing a box in her hands, inside a ring just like this one. "So you'll always have me with you," she'd said, but none of us knew how true or how heavy that promise would become. After Claire died, I buried a lot of things with her: guilt, pain, questions I never got to ask. Now Emily's simple comment drags it all back, raw and real as the day I lost her. Next evening, I'm back at Rosie's. Can't say why. Maybe I'm looking for answers, or maybe I just want to see if the universe is done messing with me yet. Place is busier, but Emily's still gliding through like nothing can knock her down for long. She gives me a cautious smile, asks if I want the usual. I tell her, "That ring you mentioned, it's been on my mind." She touches the chain again, says quietly, "It's all I have left of her. She wasn't perfect, but she was my mom." I nod, throat tight. "Tell me about her." She hesitates, then sits across from me, just for a second, and spills out a story of dreams derailed, of a mother who could sing the pain out of any room until it caught up with her for good a note, a ring, and a 16-year-old left to figure out how to keep breathing in a world that didn't care. Over the next week, I make Rosie's my second home. Me and Emily, we talk sometimes just about coffee or the weather, sometimes about loss, about the ache that never goes away, about the weird hope you find in unlikely places. She tells me about her daughter, Lily, 3 years old and sunshine in a bottle. And I talk about Claire, about how the grief never made sense, even after all the logic and numbers I'd wrangled in business. But the ring won't leave me alone. So one late night, after the last trucker has left and the place is almost silent, I finally ask, "Emily, when was your mother born?" She blinks, caught off guard. 1968, what? My mind does the math. Emily's 28. Born in 97. Claire and I married in 95. Mary was in and out of our lives then. I remember a night, Claire crying after a call from Mary. something about failing her, but no details. I take a risk, pull up a photo of Claire on my phone, hand it to Emily. She looks at it, her breath catching. That's her. That's the Claire my mom always talked about. And right there, the world starts tilting. I need facts, not just feelings, so I call an old private investigator discreet. Sharp, knows how to dig without making a mess. He comes back with a file, thick with things I never expected. Mary gave birth to Emily in '97. The birth certificate names a drifter I've never heard of. But tucked in a file is a letter Mary to Claire, dated 1996. I'm pregnant. It's his. I can't tell him's married to you now. I'm sorry. I read it over and over, like the ending will change if I look long enough. Claire knew. She knew Mary was pregnant, knew the child was mine, and never said a word. Why? To protect me? Our marriage? Or just to keep a promise to a friend who was falling apart? I disappear for a few days, hiding from my own shadow, angry at Claire, at Mary, and myself most of all for missing it, for letting Emily grow up without a father, without a family that should have fought harder for her. But you can't hide forever. I go back to the diner. Emily's cleaning up, sees me, worry flickering across her face. You okay? I just nod, ask if we can talk. We sit in that corner booth, the weight of 100 secrets settling between us, and I tell her about Mary's letter, Claire's silence, the truth. She listens, face pale, knuckles white on the table. You're saying you're my father? She asks, the words barely more than a whisper. I nod. I didn't know, Emily. I swear I didn't know. She gets up, walks out the back. I don't follow. Some things you gotta let breathe. Days pass. Weeks. She keeps working, keeps her distance, but I show up every day, hoping I haven't lost her before I even had the chance to be her dad. Then one night, first, I've been thinking about Mom, about Claire, about you. I'm angry, but I don't want to be anymore. She looks me in the eye, raw, honest. I want to know you. Not the billionaire. Not the man with the fancy coat. Just you. I want you to know Lily. She deserves a grandfather. Not forgiveness, not yet, but hope. Over the months, we build something slowly, messy, but real. I meet Lily, who laughs like Claire and stares right through me like Mary. I help with bills, but not as charity because that's what dads do. We talk about dreams her gonna night classes, me finally doing something that matters. I fund a community center in Mary's name, for folks fighting the same demons she did. 1 year later, I'm back in Rosie's. Emily across from me, Lily coloring, the rings shining between us. The world is still hard, but the cracks let the light in. Funny how a simple ring, a conversation in a diner, can dig up the roots of the past and give you a second shot. I lost so much, but I gained a daughter, a granddaughter, a chance at redemption, and as I sit there listening to laughter that sounds a little like music, I know Claire would have wanted this. Not regret, not secrets, just the courage to start again. So let me ask you, if you found out your life was built on secrets, would you want to know? Or would you rather let sleeping ghosts lie? Because sometimes digging for the truth hurts like hell, but maybe, just maybe, it's the only way we heal. Tell me what you think. Where's the line between protecting someone and stealing their choices? I am listening.